Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, how we doing? Week 2, just a few days away, still high after that Week 1 win over the Jags. Focus is on the Oakland Raiders. Harrison Graham here from Chat Sports, bringing you the latest news and rumors surrounding the Kansas City Chiefs, starting with, guess who? Tyreek Hill. Got an injury update for you guys. So they didn't know if they're going to put him on IR. Are they not going to put him on IR? Doesn't look like he's going to go on injured reserve. Ian Rapoport reported earlier this morning that Tyreek Hill is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks or so. Doesn't look like they will put him on IR. Mecole Hardman, look for him to get a heavier workload. The rookie out of Georgia, he probably slides into that starting lineup when you're running 3 wide receiver sets. I expect him to be a bigger part of this offense the next few weeks. So Tyreek Hill, again, had that clavicle injury in the opener against Jacksonville. Could have been a broken collarbone. Luckily, that was not the case. So it looks like the Chiefs caught a bit of a break here. He's only going to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Here was the tweet from Rapoport earlier this morning saying, Chiefs wide receiver Tyreek Hill is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Sources say positive sign. KC does not plan to put him on IR as of now. He'll need to be monitored in rehab, and how quickly it progresses will determine if it is more or less than 6 weeks. This is what Tyreek did in the first quarter before he left late in that opening quarter. 2 catches, 16 yards, had a carry for 5 yards as well. Wasn't super involved early on as Sammy Watkins was stealing the show early on in that one. But again, Tyreek Hill almost had 100 catches last year, 1,500-yard season. He is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. I want to look at the Chiefs' schedule coming up, some of the games he might miss, when we might expect for him to come back to the Kansas City Chiefs. This week, obviously, you got Oakland in Oakland. Then you come home, you play Baltimore for your home opener in a couple of weeks. That'll be an exciting matchup. Then you go to Detroit to face the Lions on September 29th, and then the Colts come to Kansas City. You face them in early October. I would expect him to miss all 4 of those games. I think the Texans on October 13th would be the earliest time to expect Tyreek to come back, but even then, and then you got the short week versus the Broncos. Look for that game against the Packers in late October. I think he is back by then. That means he will have missed 6 games. He will have missed 6 weeks. I don't want to rush him back on a short week against Denver in the middle of October. If you're winning games, if you're good to go, and I fully expect this Chiefs team to be 5-1, 5-2, 4-2, somewhere in that range when Tyreek is ready to come back. I think that Green Bay game is a perfect time to bring him back. Long week after the Broncos game. That is what I would expect for the Chiefs star wide receiver and when he might return. This is what the depth chart looks like without Tyreek Hill right now. Sammy Watkins, he's got to step up into that wide receiver 1 role. Obviously, he did very, very well against Jacksonville. Was not the case this week, or will have to be the case moving forward as Tyreek Hill is out. Demarcus Robinson, he's your other outside wide receiver. Didn't do much in the opener. Mecole Hardman, again, I think he has to take a step here as a rookie. Didn't have a catch in week 1, had 1 target, had a drop on a quick bubble screen. He's got to take a heavier load. You got DeAnthony Thomas back this week. I will talk about him more in just a minute. But Tyreek Hill injured, is going to be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I would expect it to be closer to 6 weeks for Tyreek Hill. So I got a question for you guys. How many games will Tyreek Hill miss? 4 to 6 weeks is the report. I think it's going to be more like 6 games. Let me know in the comments down below. How many games do you think Tyreek Hill will miss? I think it'll be 6. I think he will be back against Green Bay on October 27th against Aaron Rodgers and those boys coming to town. I think that's when he comes back. All right, guys. I told you guys about MyTVCHOICE last week. Chatsports.com/MyTV is where you can go download the app today. They cover commercials. These are the games they'll cover commercial this weekend. Bucks at Panthers. Instead of Allstate commercials, they're going to send you to some Chat Sports videos, some other sports content as well. You'll get some updates, some rumors, some news, all kinds of stuff with the MyTVCHOICE app. Patriots-Dolphins game, you'll get the same coverage. Cowboys at Redskins. Anytime you go to commercial break for any of these games, you're going to get sports updates, sports content. A lot of that coming from us here at Chat Sports. Help us out, chatsports.com/mytv. That's where you can download the app. And by the way, notice the Chiefs game isn't up there. Got to get you guys to download so they can cover the Chiefs commercials as well. We don't want to see Allstate commercials during Chiefs games. We want to see sports content from guys like me, guys like Tom Downey, other sports content as well. Chatsports.com/mytv. Download the app today. Get rid of commercials permanently with the MyTV Choice app. Okay, guys, roster move for the Kansas City Chiefs. Byron Pringle is cut. DeAnthony Thomas is activated. Little surprised Pringle is cut, but not terribly surprised because after he had a great offseason, great OTAs, was pretty quiet this preseason, pretty quiet in training camp, so they choose to cut Pringle. I thought Tremont Smith might be the guy that gets cut, but they decide to cut Pringle instead. They're hoping to keep him on the practice squad. Later today, we will know if that is the case or not. I bet he clears waivers and comes back to the practice squad. DeAnthony Thomas, again, he is activated. He gets promoted after his one-game suspension to the 53-man roster. Initially, he was brought in for special teams work after Marcus Kemp got hurt for the season in training camp, but the Tyreek Hill injury should offer some snaps for DeAnthony at wide receiver. They can do some gadget plays with him. Again, I thought Tremont Smith might get cut, but they value his special teams work, his kick return ability, and he is the team's best gunner on punts. This is DeAnthony Thomas's career stats. I thought he would be more explosive coming out of Oregon. He's been kind of a gadget player, mostly a special teams guy in his career, but maybe he gets utilized in this offense while Tyreek Hill is out. Again, I think Mecole Hardman takes the bigger role, but DeAnthony Thomas will certainly probably rotate in some, maybe get 15, 20 snaps a game at receiver for the next few weeks while Tyreek is out. So, again, the news is Byron Pringle is cut. Hopefully he gets to the practice squad. DeAnthony Thomas is activated for the Kansas City Chiefs. Tremont Smith isn't going anywhere. He is still on the 53-man roster. So, speaking of wide receivers, heavy wide receiver show today. Sammy Watkins. Are we finally seeing Clemson Sammy Watkins? Patrick Mahomes after the game said, quote, he was back to his Clemson days. Look, career game, 9 catches, 198 yards, had that 68-yard touchdown, had 2 more touchdowns, including a 49-yard one, had a red zone touchdown as well. He was doing it all against the Jaguars. And again, with Tyreek Hill set to miss time, Sammy Watkins has to take that wide receiver 1 role. Hill is injured right now. Demarcus Robinson needs to produce more, but Sammy Watkins needs to be the guy that we all thought he was going to be when he got drafted out of Clemson. He was in week 1. He needs to be moving forward. Obviously, Travis Kelce is not pictured on screen. He is a big part of this offense as well, but there's simply no replacing Tyreek Hill. We all know that. Sammy Watkins needs to take a step forward. Mecole Hardman needs to take a step forward. Good start for Watkins to the 2019 campaign. We saw it. We heard it throughout the offseason. This is a different Sammy Watkins. If he can stay healthy, I'm excited about what he can do this year. I'll ask you guys, is Watkins ready to be the Chiefs' top wide receiver? Type Y for yes, type in for no in the comments section. I think he is. Look, this is a good opportunity for him. On paper coming into the year, you're like, this is your 3rd or 4th guy after Tyreek Hill. You got Travis Kelce. Mecole Hardman was expected to have a big role on this team. He might be your top guy right now outside of Kelce, so he's certainly got to be your top wide receiver. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, Chiefs are playing the Raiders in week 2 this week, and that secondary, guys, it might be depleted. We know Jonathan Abrams not playing this game, and he's probably out for the season. The report is he tore his labrum, expected to be out for the year. He's going to get a second opinion, but that's typically just whether or not it's going to require surgery. That's typically what getting a second opinion means. He's likely going to be placed on IR as soon as today, quite frankly. I don't expect him to play any more this season. Certainly not going to play against the Chiefs. So they're down one of their safeties already. Plus, CONLEY left that game against Denver as well with a neck injury. Luckily, he is fine. He said the stretcher was more of a precaution there, but you leave a game with a neck injury and you're going to play 6 days later, I just don't see it. Gruden said last night there's a chance he plays versus the Chiefs, but I would be fairly surprised. But even if he does play, Abrams out, this is what I think it's going to look like if CONLEY doesn't play as well. Daryl Worley is your top corner. Trayvon Mullen, the rookie out of Clemson, my guy here at Chat Sports, Mitchell Renz, who runs the Raiders channel, By the way, subscribe to that, youtube.com/Raiders Report. He was talking about how Mullen got torched all night long against Denver. Couldn't keep up with Emmanuel Sanders. You think he's going to keep up with this Chiefs weapons, even with Tyreek Hill out? I don't see it. Look for Riley to plug in at safety there. For Jonathan Abram. Carl Joseph's a nice player. Joyner's a good nickelback, but the Chiefs simply have too many weapons. This is going to be a tough task for the Raiders secondary coming up in week 2. All right, guys, do you guys love the Chiefs? If you love them like I do, subscribe to Chat Sports. We're approaching 150,000 subscribers. We got 135,860. We're trying to get there by the end of this season. Help us get there. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. We're plugging out videos all the time. I'm doing our Chiefs stuff. We got 49er stuff, Cowboys on the Cowboys channel. We got just general NFL rumors. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. That is the place to go to get all the latest surrounding not only the Chiefs, but the entire NFL. Hit that big red button on the screen right below the video that you're watching right now. Okay, let's get to some keys over the Raiders to win this game on Sunday. Number 1, exploit the secondary. I just showed you guys the depth chart. Abram's out. I think Conley's going to be out as well. Maximize your ability on offense and take shots down the field. Trayvon Mullen is not going to be able to keep up with a Mecole Hardman or a Sammy Watkins. Daryl Worley's a nice player, but when you're asking him to guard either Travis Kelce or Watkins out in open space, I just don't see it, guys. Take advantage of this secondary that is depleted right now and take shots downfield. That is key number 1 to a win on Sunday. Number 2, slow down Josh Jacobs. Look, I like what I saw from the rookie out of Alabama. 23 carries, he had 85 yards, couple of touchdowns. The yards per carry, you know, Oakland would like that to be a little bit higher, but they're certainly willing to give him the rock a lot. 23 carries in your first start is nothing to slouch about. You know, I thought the Chiefs did an okay job against Leonard Fournette. They gave about 5 yards a carry, but he only ran it 13 times. The key is, you know, key 1 and key 2 kind of work together. Get that lead by passing the ball and limit Josh Jacobs. Make Derek Carr beat you. That is kind of my thought process here. Don't let Josh Jacobs break some runs early in this one. And then speaking of Derek Carr, that's step number 3, key number 3, pressure Derek Carr. Was not good against the blitz last year. We saw what he did in week 1 against Denver. He didn't get touched. No hits, no sacks. He was outstanding in their win over the Denver Broncos. 22 of 26, I think he was in that one. Had a touchdown, almost 260 yards. The Raiders' offensive line is improved. Got to find a way to get some pressure on Derek Carr this Sunday if you want to beat the Oakland Raiders. Okay, I got 5 players to watch in this game. These are the guys I'm keeping my eye on. Sammy Watkins. We know what he did in week 1. Tyreek's not there, though. We know that. Can he build off what he did in week 1 and be a top weapon for Patrick Mahomes? That's what I'm looking for. Mecole Hardman, the rookie receiver, didn't do anything in week 1. Needs to step up. I'm looking maybe 3, 4, 5 catches, a couple of jet sweeps in this game. Get him involved and get him involved early against Oakland. Chris Jones, I mentioned you got to get pressure on Derek Carr. Didn't do much in week 1. He's still looking for that new contract. It's twofold here. We need him to get pressure on Derek Carr, also help stop the run of Josh Jacobs. Chris Jones, big game for him on Sunday is what the Chiefs need. Kendall Fuller, really bad in week 1. This team really needs to play better at corner. I know he's playing in that nickel spot. He's going to have to guard multiple guys. We'll probably get stuck on Darren Waller, the tight end, a couple of times. He was really good against Denver. He's got to make plays on the ball. He was in position some, but he did not make it many plays against Jacksonville. He's got to be better. Same with Tyrann Mathieu. I was pretty disappointed in his first game with Kansas City. Got out of position a couple of times, took a couple bad angles on some crossing routes. I need him to be better against Oakland this Sunday. Just the secondary in general really, really needs to improve. All right, prediction alert. I think the Chiefs win 38-27. They're going to give up some points. This Oakland offense looks much improved. The O-line's better. Derek Carr looked really good on Monday night. But I just think this Chiefs offense is too good, even without Tyreek Hill. That Oakland secondary being depleted, I think, is ultimately the difference here on the road. So I got 38-27 over the Raiders. We did this last week. We're going to give you another opportunity here. No one gets the score right. I can't blame you guys. 40-26 is a very, very bizarre score. A couple of guys were close. I think someone had 42-27, but not quite there. You got to do a couple of things. You got to subscribe to the channel. You got to comment before kickoff. So as soon as this video goes up, And you got to say who wins. You can't just guess the score and have us guess who you said win. You got to say who wins and what is the score going to be. Exact score. First one who does that, again, you got to subscribe as well. First one who does that will get $25 from us at Chat Sports. So make sure you get your predictions in. Again, I got 38-27 Chiefs. Let me know in the comments section, and we'll see you next time.